the weather, so they can recommend what to wear for every day. And I'm sure that you're coming here every day and just, like always wondering what to wear. And if you use one of these AI, it might solve your problem.
Yeah, as long as it's not too expensive, I'm so willing to use it and keep it as my personal stylist. Okay, so for our last high five of 2025, we've looked at some of the K-culture trends that we can look forward to, the outlook for 2026 with Prince Chunmoo. Thank you so much for that heads up.
Thank you.
Yeah, on K-pop, K-drama, as well as K-beauty. All right, well, thank you once again so much, Prince Chunmoo, our K-culture messenger, for delivering all the hot issues of the country of the week throughout the year.
As always. And next year, I'll keep it up with all this good information. And it's been about a year and such an honor to be here. And I'll keep it up next year as well. So if you need anything, hottest K-contents information, I'll be right here on duty.
All right, thank you so much. We'll end right there. Here's our last song, 인사 Panorama by Taeyeon. Keep crunching. 안녕.
안녕.
시간을 되돌린대도 너희 곁에 함께하길 난 다시 택하겠지. 내겐 유난히 길고 길던 밤 어둠 속에서 헤맸어도 멈추진 않았지. 난 이 모든 게 처음부터 정해진 운명이었던 것처럼 바라보면 아프게 웃던 그만큼 더 아름다웠던 그때의 너와 나에게 손을 들어 인사를 건네 한 걸음씩 계속 걸어가 소리 높여 외치는 goodbye 모든 걸 뒤로 한 그때 펼쳐져 내
Introducing Korean broadcast content that you won't be able to stop watching. For weary modern souls, Dr. Romantic, the quirky genius doctor of Puldam Hospital, prescribes heartwarming tales of humanity. A couple together for 7 years sees their rose-tinted glasses shatter. Can they keep their relationship alive? Discover the raw stories of youth, work, and love. Beyond what social media can show, experience the vibrant Korea through its hidden gems. Mama, the ultimate K-pop festival for global fans. Find your star in a feast of trendy music and electrifying performances. Now, the whole world enjoys it together.
The National Assembly has begun a hearing on Coupang to examine the data breach at the retail giant, along with allegations of unfair trade practices and labor conditions. The two-day hearing comes a day after the company unveiled a compensation plan for those affected by the data leak. President Lee presided over a cabinet meeting this morning, the first to be held at the Blue House in more than 3 years. The cabinet reviewed and signed into law 2 bills that were recently passed by the National Assembly, one on mandating specialized tribunals to handle insurrection cases, and the other on imposing punitive damages for the spreading of false information. North Korea says Kim Jong-un visited a factory manufacturing multiple rocket launchers, saying the weapon system is a core strike capability that will significantly boost the regime's military power.
Hello and thanks for joining us on Arirang News. We begin today at the National Assembly, where a hearing on Coupang got underway to examine the recent data breach and personal information leak at the company, along with allegations of unfair trade practices and labor conditions. 13 current and former Coupang executives have been called as witnesses, but founder and board chairman Kim Bum-seok, as well as other key executives, did not attend. Democratic Party lawmakers said it's simply unacceptable that Chairman Kim is absent again and demanded that, if necessary, all legal measures be pursued, including filing a criminal complaint for him to appear. Lawmakers from the main opposition People Power Party were also absent, arguing the case should be handled through a parliamentary investigation and overseen by the Political Affairs Committee. Meanwhile, a day before today's parliamentary hearing, Coupang unveiled a compensation package for data leak victims, saying it'll provide coupons worth 50,000 Korean won to those affected. But the measure is drawing criticism, as users who previously withdrew from Coupang must rejoin the platform to use the vouchers. Our Kim Bo-kyung tells us more.
Following a massive personal data breach in November, e-commerce giant Coupang on Monday announced a compensation plan worth around 1.68 trillion Korean won. That is around 1.17 billion US dollars. Under the plan, Coupang will provide 50,000 won discount coupons per person to 33.7 million customers. This will include all Coupang WOW members, regular users, and former members who have withdrawn from the services. The compensation payments will be made gradually starting January 15th next year. The purchase coupons consist of those usable in each of Coupang's services. 5,000 won for Coupang, 5,000 for Coupang Eats, the food delivery service, 20,000 for Coupang's travel products, Coupang Travel, and another 20,000 for our Lux luxury beauty and fashion products. All services except Coupang Eats are available through the Coupang app to both WOW members and regular members. Coupang Eats requires downloading the separate food delivery app. Users who previously withdrew from Coupang must rejoin the platform in order to use the vouchers. Coupang's interim chief executive officer Harold Rogers said in a press release that taking this incident as a turning point, Coupang will embrace customer-centric principles and fulfill its responsibilities to the very end, transforming into a company that customers can trust. The announcement of the compensation plan follows an apology issued by Coupang founder Kim Bum-seok on Sunday, marking his first public apology regarding the data breach. In a written public statement that came out nearly a month after the breach was first made public, Kim said he was deeply sorry for the inadequate initial response and lack of communication, but has also notified that he will not attend the joint National Assembly hearing scheduled to begin on Tuesday. Kim Bo-kyung, Arirang News.
Meanwhile, President Lee Jae-myung called return to the Blue House a symbolic milestone that shows the restoration of people's sovereignty and democracy. He presided over the cabinet meeting this morning, the first to take place at the Blue House in more than 3 years. He vowed to bolster direct communication with the public for transparency. The cabinet signed into law 2 bills recently passed by the National Assembly, one on mandating specialized tribunals handling insurrection cases, and the other on imposing heavy punitive damages against false information. North Korea has been stepping up its military activities in recent days. This comes after its state media said this morning that leader Kim Jong-un visited a munitions factory, following his overseeing of a long-range cruise missile launch over the weekend. Our Park Won-woo has more.
North Korean state media reported Tuesday that leader Kim Jong-un visited a munitions factory that produces multiple rocket launchers capable of carrying nuclear warheads and called for a revolution in modernizing artillery weapon systems. According to the Korean Central News Agency, Kim inspected a major military-industrial enterprise on Sunday, reviewing the production status of multiple rocket launcher vehicles. During the inspection, Kim was accompanied by senior officials, including senior party and military leaders. Kim reportedly said the factory plays a crucial role in implementing the ruling party's strategy to modernize and expand long-range artillery forces while describing the weapon system as a core strike capability that would significantly strengthen the country's artillery power. He also said it features high precision and a powerful destructive capability and could be used in concentrated strikes during military operations while praising the North's strength and technology. The visit comes amid a series of recent military-related activities by Kim. Also on Sunday, Kim reportedly observed the long-range strategic cruise missile launch, and the week before, he visited a nuclear-powered submarine construction site. He expressed the need to secure a strong production capacity to meet future munitions goals, which will be presented at the upcoming ruling party's 9th Congress early in 2026. Park Won-woo, Arirang News.
In other news, U.S. President Donald Trump says he spoke with Russian President Vladimir Putin over the phone to discuss a plan to end the war in Ukraine. The call came after reports of an attempted drone attack on one of Putin's residences, with Moscow blaming Ukraine. Our Lee Seung-jae has more.
The White House said U.S. President Donald Trump held a phone call with Russian President Vladimir Putin on Monday, continuing high-level diplomacy aimed at ending the war in Ukraine. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said on social media that the call took place just 1 day after President Trump met with Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky in Florida. Leavitt described the Trump-Putin call as positive and said the two leaders discussed the situation in Ukraine, though she did not provide details of the conversation. However, the diplomatic push was complicated by allegations from Moscow that Ukraine attempted a drone attack on one of President Putin's residences in northern Russia. Speaking to reporters on Monday, President Trump said the Russian leader told him about the alleged incident. Trump said he was very angry after learning of the claim and warned that such actions were not helpful during a sensitive phase of negotiations.
It's not the right time to do any of that, and can't do it. And I learned about it from President Putin today. I was very angry about it.
Trump said it was a delicate period and stressed that while fighting on the battlefield is one thing, targeting a leader's residence is another, adding that it was not the right time for such actions. Russia later said it would retaliate. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov warned that what he called reckless actions would not go unanswered, saying targets and timing for retaliatory strikes had already been determined. However, Ukraine has denied the allegations. President Zelensky called the claims a lie intended to sabotage negotiations, warning that Russia could use the accusation as justification for strikes on government buildings in Kyiv. Lee Seung-jae, Arirang News.
On the economic front, South Korea's business sentiment in December hit its highest level in 17 months, driven by expanded U.S. manufacturing facility investments and year-end demand in non-manufacturing sectors. According to the Bank of Korea's latest survey released this morning, the Composite Business Sentiment Index for all industries in December rose by 1.6 points from November to 93.7. This is the strongest since July last year's 95.5. However, the outlook for January dipped 1.7 points to 89.4 overall, with a sharp fall expected for non-manufacturing sectors. The Composite Business Sentiment Index measures optimism among businesses, with a score below 100 showing negative sentiment. 2025 has become a milestone year for South Korea's exports. The country has surpassed the $700 billion mark, becoming just the 6th country in the world to reach that shipment level. Our Cha Yun-kyung has the details.
The Ministry of Trade, Industry and Resources and the Korea Customs Service announced on Monday that South Korea's annual exports have surpassed $700 billion in value for the first time. This makes it the 6th country to do so, behind the United States, Germany, China, Japan, and the Netherlands, showing faster export growth compared to other major economies. In 1948, exports amounted to $19 million, meaning the export volume has grown more than 36,000 times. The country achieved $700 billion in exports 30 years after exceeding $100 billion in 1995, and 7 years after surpassing $600 billion in 2018. The average annual export growth rate reached 14.67%. A ministry official said, despite a challenging trade environment marked by U.S. tariff measures and trade protectionism, Korea turned the crisis into an opportunity, underscoring the resilience of our people and businesses. While outbound shipments declined in the first half of the year, they rebounded sharply from June, setting new monthly records for 6 consecutive months. The ministry attributed the strong performance to robust semiconductor exports, alongside automobiles, ships, and bio-related goods. Food and cosmetics also contributed to the overall growth, along with the popularity of the Korean wave. The government said it will work to sustain momentum next year by strengthening the fundamental competitiveness of industries through manufacturing innovation, diversifying export markets and items, and expanding incentives to attract foreign investment to regional areas. Cha Yun-kyung, Arirang News.
Hanwha Aerospace has signed an additional contract to export its 80-kilometer range Chunmoo guided missile to Poland. The contract is worth 5.6 trillion Korean won, which is a little less than $4 billion. It was signed on Monday local time in Warsaw between Poland's armament agency and a consortium of Hanwha WB Advanced Systems, a joint venture established in October by Hanwha Aerospace and the Polish defense company WB Electronics. This marks the 3rd stage of the deal, building upon 2 previous ones in 2022 and 2024. The missiles will be produced at Hanwha WB's production facility that will be built in Poland. And with just over a month to go until the 2026 Winter Olympics in Italy, interest in winter sports is heating up. At the same time, as many look for ways to reflect and reset for the new year, a unique program here in South Korea is offering a blend of both, a so-called curling temple stay. Our An Sung-jin was there.
Along Korea's east coast, overlooking the East Sea, Naksansa Temple has long drawn visitors seeking a pause from everyday life, a place for retreat and reflection.
Whenever I feel down, I often return to temple stays because they offer some healing and a chance to look at the natural landscape.
Since it's the end of the year, I wanted to wrap up the year well, stepping away from everyday life, so I came here with a friend.
Naksansa's Temple Stay program includes a guided tour of the temple grounds and the iconic 해수관음상, a statue gazing out toward the sea. Visitors can also take part in traditional meditation programs such as tea meditation, which emphasizes mindfulness through ritual, and singing bowl meditation, known for its calming vibrations. But this winter, Naksansa Temple is offering something entirely new. Now, the Naksansa Temple stay has gone beyond a conventional stay, creating a unique curling temple stay that combines the excitement of winter sports with a traditional monastic experience. Curling, often described as chess on ice, shares similarities with meditation in that they both bring the mind into focus while caring for the body.
It's thrilling and fun, especially sliding across the ice, even though it's a bit slippery. Through this temple stay, I got to try curling, visit the temple, and meet so many new people.
The initiative aims to broaden the appeal of temple stays while offering a fresh way to explore balance, focus, and teamwork beyond the meditation hall.
As temple stays become increasingly connected with the wellness industry, we're also expanding our programs in partnership with the local community. Our goal is to design programs that allow participants to truly experience the temple culture and take time to rest.
Naksansa Temple is redefining what a temple stay can be. The temple's new program invites visitors to discover balance in an unexpected place, where Buddhist philosophy meets winter sports. An Sung-jin, Arirang News, 속초.
This is The World Now, bringing you everything you need to know from around the globe. United States President Donald Trump on Monday warned Hamas it would be eliminated if it refuses to disarm as he pushed to accelerate the second phase of the Gaza peace plan. Trump issued the warning after talks with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at his Mar-a-Lago home in Palm Beach, Florida. Trump said, quote, "There'll be hell to pay if Hamas does not disarm." Hamas disarmament is a core condition of the second phase, which calls for Israeli withdrawal from Gaza, the formation of a technocratic Palestinian government, an international stabilization force, and the start of reconstruction. Trump also warned Iran over reports it may be rebuilding missile and nuclear programs, saying the U.S. would move quickly if such activity is confirmed. China's Air Force, Navy, and missile units are holding joint live fire drills around Taiwan in what Beijing says is a stern warning against Taiwan independence and external interference. China dispatched 89 aircraft and 18 warships on Monday to simulate a total blockade of Taiwan's key ports. Taiwan's aviation authority said flight cancellations and diversions could affect more than 100,000 international travelers as China declared 7 danger zones around the island. Taiwan placed forces on alert and called China, quote, "the biggest destroyer of peace." U.S. President Donald Trump said he was not informed in advance, but was not worried, citing his strong relationship with Xi Jinping. The drills are scheduled to continue through Tuesday with long-range rocket fire in the Taiwan Strait. Bulgaria on January 1st will officially switch its national currency from the lev to the euro. It becomes the 21st country to adopt the euro after meeting strict EU criteria for inflation and budget deficits, giving it a seat on the European Central Bank's rate-setting council. While businesses have already begun displaying dual prices to simplify the transition, the move has split public opinion. Many citizens fear the change will trigger price hikes, but others expect the euro to eliminate currency conversion costs and deepen Bulgaria's integration into the European economy. British boxer and former world heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua is in hospital after a car crash in Nigeria, which killed 2 members of his training team. The accident on Monday occurred on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway when the SUV carrying Joshua lost control while overtaking and slammed into a stationary truck. Police reports indicate the vehicle was traveling well above the legal speed limit. Nigerian President Bola Tinubu personally called Joshua in the hospital to offer condolences for his team members. Joshua was traveling to visit family in Nigeria for New Year. The crash comes just weeks after his knockout victory over Jake Paul in Miami. Chu Ji-han, Arirang News.
From today, it's time to prepare for the winter cold again. Seoul began the day about 7 degrees Celsius colder than yesterday. And tomorrow, the final day of the year, temperatures will drop to -8 degrees here in the capital and below -10 degrees on New Year's Day. And as clean northwesterly air moves in today, air quality will continue to improve. I mean, it was awful outside yesterday, trapped in heavy fine dust all day. Meanwhile, dry conditions persist along the East Coast, along with strong winds, so fire safety is a must. This afternoon, highs will be getting up to 2 degrees in Seoul, 7 degrees Celsius in Daegu, Gwangju, and Gyeongju under brighter skies this afternoon. Those who plan to check out the last sunset and first sunrise of the year will need to dress extra warmly. And for now, we are looking at clear skies for the next few days, but snow is expected in Jeollado provinces and on Jeju Island.
That's all we have for today's noon edition of Arirang News. Thank you for watching. We'll be back at 5 p.m. Korea time. Stay tuned.
Korea, a globally recognized sports powerhouse. Behind the dazzling achievements, there's always an invisible force at work. With sophisticated materials, cutting-edge equipment, and innovative technological solutions, SMEs in the K-sports industry play a vital role in bolstering Korea's status as a sports powerhouse. By integrating AI technology, they unlock athletes' potential and enhance performance, elevating the sports environment to the next level and opening new markets in the sports industry. Their innovative technology and bold challenges drive the growth of Korea's sports industry, creating a better world through sports. The innovation of these SMEs never stops. A systematic partnership support program is implemented to discover promising sports SMEs, provide technical validation and R&D support to enhance competitiveness, and strengthen the foundation for overseas expansion. At Tokyo Sportech 2025, the technological prowess of Korean companies was recognized. The Ministry of Culture, Sports and Tourism, and the Korea Sports Promotion Foundation supported K-Sports companies with product promotion and business consultations with global buyers, demonstrating product quality and market potential, and confirming the possibility of expanding into the global market.
저희는 ICT 강국으로서 그 바이어나 사용자들한테 신기술을 접목한 생활 스포츠 기회를 실질적으로 확대할 수 있는 그 기회를 제공하는 데 많은 도움이 될 수 있으리라고 확신을 합니다.
이제 스포츠도 K죠. K 스포츠는 이겁니다.
The joy for all, created by the power of K-Sports. Experience the future of the new sports industry through the innovation and technology of the Korean sports industry.
Time to set the